What was the most horrific game of truth or dare you've ever played? When I was in 6th grade, I was dared to let these 3 girls tie me spread eagle to the bed, clothed, and do anything they wanted for 10 minutes. I thought they would do something sexy. Instead they spent 10 minutes dropping different objects onto my nuts, from varying heights. One girl dropped a heavy tape dispenser on me, which made me cry. Watch this video until the end for good luck. Call these dare stories. Truth is the fucking worst. You have just a couple of drinks, think you're with your best friends, and then the next thing you know everybody at school knows you think Victoria's feet are cute. Playing with a couple buddies and some random girls at a party. One of my friends dares one of the girls to get fisted. She's revolted, but another one of the girls perks up and says, "Ooh, pick me." My buddy takes the girl up to a room. They come back in like half an hour. According to him, after he fisted her they tried to have sex. Tried because that girl's vagina was too wide, wonder why, and neither of them felt anything. We still bust his ass by calling him Fister Roboto. When I was 13, a girl dared my older brother to show his butt. He pulled down his pants, bent over, and gaped his That's how he understood mooning. When I was 15, a girl I was trying to date invited my friend and me over to her house, where she was babysitting. When we arrived, she was there with 4 of her girlfriends, including her one extremely slutty and rumored steel-wielding friend. After drinking everything in the house she thought the parents wouldn't miss, we played truth or dare. Eventually, the girl I liked dared me to go have sex in the master bedroom with the slut. I passed and took truth, but my friend took the dare and went off with her. They came back out about 5 minutes later, and no one believed they had done anything. 9 months after that, everybody believed them. Wasn't horrific? 4 AM, 2 guys including myself and 2 girls, one of them was deaf. Clothes came off, girls made out with each other, get dared to bang the deaf girl, banged the deaf girl. It was good, but my god the moans. I will never forget those moans for as long as I live. They echo in my soul. 2 friends who had dated in a group of 8 or so. The guy was trying to badger his ex with increasingly uncomfortable questions. What do you see in him? Why do you like anal? Why don't you love me anymore? That f***ing sucked. I was dared to climb a friend's apartment balcony in nothing but boxers and sneakers. I executed this task with top Spider-Man-like efficiency until another inebriated friend stepped out and began to piss off of the balcony not knowing I was just below. Needless to say, anti-piss instincts kicked in, and I dropped 2 stories down into the parking lot. My profanities were heard echoing for miles around that night. I got dared to answer the door and pay for the pizza we ordered completely naked. Whatever. Easy, right? The doorbell rings. I strip down quickly and I grab the cash to pay for the pizza, but the pizza guy was not waiting at the door. It was the mom of one of the girls at the party. She had come to pick her up early, only to find me at the door naked. Her husband was a church minister. The party ended pretty quickly when she called all the other parents were called to pick up their kids. Good times. I was playing truth or dare with a girl I liked on my trampoline when she dared me to eat a dandelion, one of the white nasty ones that the wind hasn't blown away yet. A couple rounds later I dared her to kiss me. She said nope and made me come up with a new dare. I just ate a f***ing dandelion hoping I would get a kiss playing this game. I was 24 when this happened. I was tied to a chair in only my underwear covered in peanut butter, and they put me about 6 feet from the door and ordered a pizza. He wouldn't open the door when I was yelling at him that it was open. After about 3 minutes he finally did, and he was pretty terrified. I told him the money was in the pocket of the jacket hanging up and that he could keep the change. He asked if I needed help, and I said nah, my friends will come back eventually, I'm just really hungry. The dude set the pizza in my lap, which I thought was okay until he left and it started to burn really bad. I was okay. My friends all came out of hiding after he left and just busted up laughing. There is a video of it somewhere. As it turns out I would work at that same pizza place for about 2 years. The guy who delivered it worked there and didn't recognize me until I asked him about his weirdest delivery story. I laughed for a while and told him it was me and I did it because of a dare. He didn't really look at me the same ever again. I never really had a horrible game of truth or dare, but one time in the 8th grade my friend dared a friend of mine to give me a lap dance, and as it was happening I quietly whispered in her ear, "That's what daddy likes," and she got off and ran. Shenanigans that started with me kissing a girl down there ended with my friend and his sister kissing each other back there. We were sober. No one talks about it 15 years later. We always did a pair of dares. Either had get sprayed by this mace that is used in correctional facilities, almost looked like a fire extinguisher, or call my friend's mom and ask her on the date. I chose the mace, primarily because I thought she'd accept. My class was having a party. One girl asked to in the class I had thought about while I was masturbating. Luckily, drunk me evaded it pretty smoothly. Oh, I'm not too picky. Everyone except that fat girl that left last year. Just in a pub, dared a drunken friend to swim the canal by the pub. This is in Liverpool, UK, in the middle of winter. He stripped bollock naked and did it. When he got out he had no discernible genitalia whatsoever. This was 20 plus years ago, and I can still see his white ass sticking out of the pretty fucking rancid canal water. In Berlin a friend of mine had to walk through a graveyard with his pants pulled down pretending to be a dog. The funniest part was when there was a couple sitting on a bench minding their own business, when suddenly the stone guy walks up to them, barks at them, while having his pants pulled down, went to a little well right next to them, started drinking water like a dog, then went back to them, barked again and then just sat there for 2 minutes staring at them. Eventually he wanted to run away, but fell over his own pants. There was this farm party when I was around 15 years old. Everyone was told to bring different types of alcohol or they'd regret it. Guess who forgot to bring alcohol? So the person who didn't bring any alcohol had to be subject to one dare, no limits. Basically I had no choice or say in the dare. I could only agree and do it. So, in the middle of the party the host, girl who was same age as me, shouts that it's time for Broca Taco to do the dare. She gets all her girlfriends together, and they plan the most embarrassing, exposing, devious dare ever. You have to let us blindfold you, tie you up, and do whatever we want for 15 minutes. Not truth or dare, but a bad I never story. Playing after prom my junior year, when I made the horrible choice of saying I never cheated on anyone I was dating. One guy who was there with a friend drinks, and then it gets to a girl who takes a drink who had been dating a friend of ours for years. We're all agape at this point when she turns to him and says, "We should probably talk." I felt like the biggest asshole ever. Played it with 3 girls and one other dude. Was made to slap his butt. Retaliated by making the 2 hottest girls go down on each other while I taped. I quit the game right after and left. Buried, but oh well. My friend and I were chilling with these 2 girls. I barely knew either of them. He was the inside or wingman. Well, one of them is digging me throughout the night of chilling. So a game of truth or dare is initiated by my friend. Kissing and makeouts ensue. Good times. It gets horrific when her friend, who apparently knows all of her sexual fantasies, dares me to tie her hands and feet up and dry hump her while choking her with one hand. So I'm not a bitch. So I bound her hands and feet together with my belt, choke her a bit, and commence some dry humping while my friend and this chick watched. I felt like I needed a shower afterward. Chick f***ing loved it, and we ended up getting it on later, but still. Choked a chick with my best friend and her best friend watching. Decided to get drunk with my wife and another married couple. Started out as categories, then escalated to truth or dare. Both me and him ended up with our shaved by each other's wife, had our toenails painted, our wives both were naked all night, and ultimately, 7 minutes in heaven with each other's wife. I spent so long blaming alcohol and having to tell my wife I regretted it. I enjoyed her friend. At a party a while back, we were all 16 to 17, and we're all getting drunk in my friend's barn conversion, which is away from her parents' house. We start playing spin the bottle, tame stuff, and everyone starts losing interest. However, the girl whose party it was and my friend do not lose interest and keep playing until they thought we'd all gone to sleep. They then proceeded to have the nastiest, loudest, and teeth-bashing gropey, horrible sex you can imagine. 4 hours. I don't even know how, but we were all awake and we could all hear. It was so loud you couldn't sleep. Their looks of shame in the morning though were probably worth it. The guy still gets for it a year on. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. Let us know your thoughts on this topic. See you soon.